Well, hello again. It's been a while. The Voiceover Gurus podcast has been on a little bit of a hiatus, but we are back. So welcome back. This is the Voiceover Gurus podcast. I'm your host, Linda Bruno. And with me today, I'm so pleased because we haven't really spoken in a while, is Barb Lyon.
Howdy.
How are you?
I have been doing very well, actually. It's been a busy summer, so I'm happy.
I was going to say, yeah, the summer was kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, there's a little dip there in, I think, June, but then it just took off, so very happy.
Was your August good?
Yeah, my August was really, surprisingly good, and September's starting out really awesome, so fingers crossed.
It's like August, traditionally for me has been a quieter month. And this month, well, especially with the coaching, it's been, it really increased a lot. So that was good. But by the same token, we weren't able to record any podcasts. So it's a good thing, I guess, if we can't record podcasts because we're working and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing as voice actors.
You're getting material together to talk about.
Exactly. And experiences.
Yes.
So you've been having some interesting experiences because you started to go down the road of looking for a coach.
Yeah. I didn't know that I had a real end in mind. I was just like, well, everybody says you should get coaching. I should get some coaching. Very, very thoughtful and well planned out on my part.
Now, let me ask you. So you thought that because are you feeling like your performance needs critique or...
I'm feeling like I want to lock down more jobs.
Okay.
I am on the P2P site, and I get a lot of likes, and I don't close as many of them as I think I should be closing.
Okay. So you're trying to take your performance skills to the next level.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then. You know, it's always great to reach out and get another set of ears on you.
Yeah, it is. And get some good suggestions and things to think about as you're performing so that you can not stay in your little box.
Yeah, I think that's great. That's great. So how did you go about looking for a coach?
Google. Very scientific again. So I just started Googling voice coaching. And I made a spreadsheet because that's who I am.
Oh.
And I put down, the name and the cost and what they offered and this, that, and the other thing. And then it got really overwhelming.
Wow.
Because there's so I should turn my phone off. There are so many out there.
Are
that
there really?
It's just, it's, and people saying, well, I only work with beginners. Okay, well, not a beginner. We're going to, stop that. Or people only offering really, really expensive packages. I'm like, oh, no. Or people who say, and at the end, you're going to have a demo. And then people who say, oh, no, you should never work with those guys.
Right.
So it's...
I'm in that camp, yeah.
It's pretty daunting. It's like I don't know where to go. And I had been watching a lot of coaching on GVAA, Global Voice Acting Academy.
Yes.
And just watching the different coaches working with the talent and kind of seeing how they interact and who's good at what kinds of copy and everything. And so I settled on David Rosenthal.
Cool. Where's he out of?
He is out of California.
California. Nice.
Of course, when I went to sign up for it, he's like, great, I'm going to be in Copenhagen for a month.
Well.
No, okay. But that was fine. I had no need to rush things. And he's like, well, we can do a 9 a.m. And I'm like, I'm kind of tied up at 9 a.m. Let's,
Yeah.
So we just put it off for a month and then started it at the end of July.
So let me ask you, what is it about him that made you say, I want to work with him?
Very positive.
Ooh, nice.
I didn't want someone who was going to try to tear me down and then rebuild me.
That's interesting.
I've heard horror stories about that, and I know that voice work being very subjective and also being very creative is sort of a fragile place for most people.
Right.
It can be a little bit damaging to the ego, and then you can spiral for a month. So I decided that, positive was definitely the way to go for me. And I watched a few of the different coaches. I think that Carol Monda would be awesome if I were doing an audiobook. But I'm not really working on audiobooks right now. So I wanted to focus on commercial. Steven Reisberg is cool. He uses a lot of big words. And just, I didn't feel quite the, I'll say, attachment, although all of it's over a computer screen, right? As I did with David. With David, I just kind of felt like, oh, this is kind of clicking. So I went ahead and signed up with him.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've noticed now that I've been coaching, it really is about a chemistry thing too. You know, because if they're feeling good and you're feeling good, you know, performance wise and the coaching process itself just winds up being, you know, 10 times more productive.
Yeah.
When everybody's feeling good, you know, and liking the process of it. But I've had people that start with me, and I'm in that positivity camp myself. You know, to me, it's like you're not gonna squash performance out of somebody. I was just talking about this today. It's so funny with a student's mother. She was here earlier because, you know, I have these improv classes here at the studio, and it's very anti what the type of improv classes I used to take in New York City. Because I remember being so nervous going to take the class, and I'd be like, oh God, it's Tuesday. I have to go take this improv class. Because it was like hardcore people were like, they were criticizing you. You felt stressed that you were going to get up there and you had to either be funny or be really fast. And it really worked against, in my opinion, you know, the process of flourishing. Now, I'm not looking to become a professional improv actor. You know, if that's the thing for you, then okay, and you want to go and get beat up, then fine. But I was like, when I'm going to do it here on Long Island, it's going to be like a positive place where everybody feels welcome. Because to me, if you're given that freedom, then who the heck knows what's going to come out of your mouth? You know, if you know, and I start every class with saying, okay, here's the deal. This is a judgment-free zone. Nothing you do is wrong. If anyone in this room criticizes someone else, you're out. And sometimes people look at me, but then you see like a sigh of relief from a lot of people too. You know, it should be a fun process so that way you can grow your talent. Yeah. But I was explaining that to her today because I really loathed going in for that class. And it shouldn't be like that. So the same thing with working with a coach. You shouldn't be like, oh, God, I have to go see this coach and I hate the way they talk to me or whatever. Yeah. It has to be an environment for a fertile ground, as they say, for growth for your talent. But
yes, I can beat myself up just fine. I don't need you to do it for me, and I don't need to pay you to do it either. So,
right, exactly. Exactly.
Like I can abuse myself just fine.
So now let me ask you just out of curiosity, and don't tell me any of the places' names, but what was the gamut? What was the price range? What was the highest price you saw?
I think the highest price I saw was like $2,800.
$2,800. And what did that include?
Oh boy.
Like how much coaching did you get for that?
I think it was maybe 6.
6 hours?
Yeah, 6 hours. And then, of course, the demo recording and the demo production. And, of course, your completed demo given to you after you've done all this work. Nice of them to zip it up for you and put it in an MP3.
Yeah. But you know what? $2,800 is not that crazy.
It's not?
No. I mean, there are some companies out there that will remain nameless that are charging like $6,000. Yeah.
Oh,
and
God.
They're charging
Maybe I didn't write them down because I saw 6,000 and blacked out and just changed pages.
Yeah, there are some companies but they're very much doing the cookie cutter route of this is what you're going to learn week 1. And they, really cater to people that are just like, oh, voiceovers, what's this? I want to do this for a living. Yeah. And they don't really understand what's happening.
I want to change my life. I'm going to do voiceover.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they'll change your life, all right.
Yeah, they're not getting full transparency from some of these companies. But that's, so $2,800, okay, I can see. That's not too bad. That's not too bad.
I do know that some of them would say, we'll assign you to one of our voice coaches. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Which one?
Exactly. I don't want to get stuck with some schmo who doesn't know any more than I do because I already know what I know.
Right.
or somebody who's going to beat me up, or somebody who's super negative.
You're assigned.
Yeah, like I want to know who I'm working with. So that was a little off-putting.
Yeah, I can imagine. I wouldn't like that either.
But yeah, to be honest, I just kind of got overwhelmed with my search, and I was like, yeah, this GBAA looks pretty good. Okay.
Well, GBAA has a very good reputation, so they're like well known in the industry, and they've got a wonderful rate card that helps us all kind of try to stay in line with rates that are respectful for the voiceover industry.
Yes.
So yeah, no, I have a lot of respect for them. So I can understand you. Yeah, I think that would be a good.
It seemed like a safe
avenue.
way to dip my toe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's dipping away. So now, do you feel like you've grown? Have you discovered things about yourself?
A little bit. It was only 3 sessions. So
Okay, gotcha.
no major discoveries to happen, but I do think I feel a little bit freer and a little bit looser to play with the copy. I've ad-libbed on a few auditions. Doesn't mean I've gotten them, but I've thrown in a little ad-libbing if I can pull it off.
Nice.
I won't say it was at all negative. I do feel like I got something out of it.
Okay.
I think I'd have to do more. I do think I'd have to do more to really say it. Oh, it took me to the next level.
Right. Well, I mean, and you're still in the process too.
Yes,
So-
I'm still working.
Yeah, there's stuff. And I mean, honestly, coaching, and I'm not saying this because I do coaching, but coaching is an ongoing thing. It's one thing that even I got coached a couple years ago on a new type of delivery. I didn't know, about a certain type of delivery I wanted to learn about. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to take a class, because how else are you going to learn?
Yeah.
Especially changing trends, or maybe there's a genre of voiceover that you've always wanted to explore. So what's the best way to do it? Get an education.
Like I said, if I was going to go do audiobooks, I'd totally. Carol Manda. Yeah. Because I think she gets it and she communicates what she's thinking about your script well. And she has a realistic approach to it, which I like. But she also, of course, knows all the background. Like, you can't do this because then you got to edit this out later. And,
That's good, though, but that she specializes.
Yeah.
But then that's how you also find out if it's something you really want to do.
Yeah. And audiobooks, I gotta tell you.
I took an audiobook course too, did a couple audiobooks, and I was like, nah, not for me.
It's a lot of work, a lot of work. Like, people think that some other, like, either documentary or e-learning can be really taxing and a lot of work. No, audiobooks.
You ain't seen nothing.
And unless you're doing it for like Macmillan or Pendant Publishing or Penguin or something.
But even those
probably
houses,
not making enough.
Yeah, even those houses are not, paying what they used to. And it's not, I think Penguin was in Penn Station in that building, and they used to have a roster of talent that they would basically bring in to read books. It was union, and it ain't like that anymore. So it's like now, but on the other side of audiobooks is that if you do work with a royalty situation, you could be getting money coming to you for years, and that's pretty sweet. I still get little checks here and there for my little stuff that I did. But I mean, it's, hey, it's worth a couple cups of coffee, but yeah,
might pay for your parking space, but
it paid for my parking space. I didn't have it before, and now I have it. So, but some people just like fall in love with audiobooks, and God bless. If that's what you want to do, then go for it. And if you're cool with long form, and the other aspect of the audiobook process too is you develop a relationship with the author, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And you kind of are on the journey with them when they're promoting with social media, and it becomes, like your baby as well. And then to also see the excitement of these authors when they hear you, because you kind of go like chapter by chapter, and then you hear them get all excited because they're hearing you narrate their book. Those are like the pros. Those are like the best parts of it.
Yeah, and there's oh gosh, I wish I could remember the name of the audiobook, but it's an older book that I listened to, all about how to survive on minimum wage in America.
Oh.
And it was really brilliantly narrated. And then I was checking out the jacket, and the woman who narrated it went on to perform in the play of it.
Oh, wow.
Off Broadway.
That's cool.
So, that was pretty neat. It's like, wow, you really just took this thing and ran.
Yeah, well, she found something that she loved, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She must have resonated so much with that
yeah,
they just kept her on.
But, it's great. You figure out like, okay, this is a genre that I think I might like. All right, let me find a good coach to coach me to do this and really try it. And then you dip your toes in the water with that genre and see if it's for you.
Mm-hmm.
So coaching is beneficial in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Didn't you take a class a few years ago on the millennial read?
I did. That was the one I did with the VO duo. That's Eileen Shellhorn and oh God, I can't remember her name, but she's a big time casting director. The two of them were coaching that, and I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I went into the city and I hung out. Eileen at the time was my agent. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to learn from anybody, it's going to be from like a top LA, New York City casting director and my agent, because they know what's happening. And it was good. They beat me up big time. And I really, after someone who's been in this business for so long, I had to find other reads that could make me money since the trends had changed. So it's like if you don't grow and you don't change, you become a dinosaur and you stop working. But it was tough too. Oh my God, it was really tough to learn the millennial read.
Wasn't it called effortless arrogance or something fabulous like that? Oh my God, I love it.
Just think effortless arrogance. Yeah.
That pretty much says it all, doesn't it?
No, it wasn't effortless. It was arrogant ambivalence. That's it.
Oh, arrogant ambivalence. They both sounded so good.
I know. Well, one of my students was telling me yesterday, I have a 14-year-old student just started, and she was telling me that now some of the commercials that are running on the internet, they're basically just, the companies are just hiring YouTubers to do it.
Yeah.
And so that's how like toned down and authentic everything has become, where it's just like, I tried that product. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was great. I like it. And I recommended it to my friends, and, and then we vaped, and then we,
met up at the hookah lounge,
But you're thinking, wow, if it's gone to that, extreme. So
I have to sound like I know absolutely nothing about recording or how to use my voice or any of that.
Or a microphone or and I have to sound like I don't really care about what I'm talking about, but I actually do care about it.
Yeah. It's a catch-22.
My issue with it, sometimes I will sound so careless that I sound like I don't care at all, which kind of defeats the purpose of the commercial. It's like, okay, Linda, now you sound pissed off and just
sorry we inconvenienced you.
Right. It's like I have to ride that fine line, which I personally have a tough time with, because I'm either all the way up here, really happy, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But we all have our challenges, right? And we're always learning.
We are hopefully always growing and learning. My coaching will have to continue, but that's okay. I'm going to get there.
Your strong forte, you would say, what is your most common read that you get the most request for?
Well, I think that it could be mommy.
That's your bread and butter read?
I think mommy.
Yeah.
I mean, I dance around a lot, so I don't know that I have a core. But, when your little one comes down with a fever, oh, my goodness,
Yeah. You have a lot of warmth in your delivery.
Yeah, and I can't seem to like if I go high, I go fast. So it's if I stay low and I'm kind of warm and kind of nurturing, and it has, thanks to you, actually led to a little bit of elegance and a more alluring kind of sound, and locked down some work that way. Thank you. But yeah, I tend to stay in my lower range.
We locked into your sex kitten.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
Yeah. Hey, whatever works, right?
Yeah, I wish I could pull off that sort of middle of the road, everything's cool. But I just can't seem to do it. I end up an announcer girl, like in a heartbeat. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be an announcer girl.
It's a tough one to find the sweet spot for. But
yeah.
This will make you laugh. The other day, you know that I am the voice of the Comedy Network for Universal Comedy Network. So I never know what they're going to give me from day to day. And the other day, it was a bit they wrote called Hooker Lawyer. So he's like, you need to be seductive but authoritative.
So you're a dominatrix.
Yeah, it was crazy, but I'm like, hey, all in a day's work, I'm a hooker lawyer. But now, I think I'd like to see that show. Wouldn't it be great? Hooker lawyer.
It does kind of like make you think a little bit, doesn't it? And, since I've been doing this, because David's really big on starting out with acting like cartoon character voices and stuff.
Yeah.
It has made me kind of relook at the cartoons I'm watching in a whole new light.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he goes from a character approach, you were saying. Mm-hmm. And are you finding that to be beneficial to finding a point of reference for your spots or anything you're doing, anything you're working on?
I think it's helped me be freer. He was starting out with like real characters, just like, nothing that anyone, like, I don't know whose brain pulled this thing out. I can't even imagine. Like, is this a real cartoon? Are they actually making this thing?
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. So I think it just kind of like playing around with that copy and working my way through like weird words that are part of this world that you get caught up in your mouth and stuff. Just kind of trying to find my way playing around all that. Just kind of made me a little bit freer.
Oh, that's good. So you got some benefit out of that. I like to work with personas. Mm-hmm. That's my thing. So it's like I try to read something in a certain persona to see if I can get a feel or to get the right delivery to connect with the copy. But I just pulled up Hooker Lawyer for you. It starts off the announcers. She's a high-powered attorney. She's also a prostitute.
She is torn.
Right. So he's like, be sexy but authoritative. So it's, hey, baby, want a court date? It's $350 an hour for both practices. There's another line. Enough banging the gavel, Judge. Now it's my turn.
Oh my God. See, that's so much fun.
It's crazy. It's crazy. The next line. Time to whip out your subpoenas.
It's so fun because you get to be so juvenile.
I do. I love these guys too. I swear, if I didn't have them as part of my day.
Yeah. It's like, can you just send me stuff more often? Because I need to laugh every day.
Oh, I know. The stuff they send me is great. But they're, that's what you get with incredibly talented comedy writers.
Yeah.
And we just get to act it out. But yeah, back to, okay, so like a persona could be a hooker. Or a persona could be a lawyer to me,
or a lawyer. Yes.
So if someone said, okay, I want you to read this is authoritative, then I'm like, all right, I'm going to be a doctor. Sometimes I go into doctor mode or lawyer mode. And if they say, yeah, but you're authoritative but caring, then I go into nurse mode.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to take it down 1 degree. Instead of having my MD, I'm going to get my PA.
Right, exactly. But that's what helps me anyway, find the tone or the attitude to approach a script with. You have tricks
Sometimes,
like that too?
Yeah, I'll talk my way into something. Sort of like, hey, do you remember the Casio keyboard? Wasn't that thing crazy? Remember the family computer, that big beige box in the den? So I'll like say some other lines ahead of the lines I'm reading to kind of like, oh, okay, setting the tone.
Yes. You're improvising into the scene.
Yes,
I am.
in a way. And I know you use improv.
I do. I do it a lot with the script work because boy, does it help.
Yeah,
Really,
I did a
really
workout
helps.
with you where you did fortunately, unfortunately.
Yes.
And one of us had to play fortunately and the other had to play unfortunately. And you set up a scene for us and it was hysterical. It was awesome.
We didn't do with you because you haven't come to the last couple workouts, but we did an improv one where it's the questions. So, I do the normal improv here, which is physical. So now you have to adjust it for audio purposes only. And the question one is you have a scene and the only thing you can do is ask questions. So it's just everything's a question. So let's say, okay, Barb and Linda are talking and we're at a club. We're at a gym.
Okay.
We're at a gym.
Okay.
And I would say to you, do you want to continue working out?
I don't know. Do you think we should?
Right. Do you think the gym's going to close soon?
I don't know. Okay, so I got lost. Yep.
But it's a great, audio-driven improv exercise.
Yeah, it gets you used to thinking on your feet.
Yeah. But improvising into stuff, and I know that's becoming more of a common thing for people to know about. But I just had one of my students, Ron.
Yeah, I know Ron.
You know Ron. We were just working.
Everybody knows Ron.
We were just working on Zoom. And I had him write on his script before every single line something that he could say before it to create that to help with that conversational tone. And then remove all of it, go through the script again, which is why I was telling you, for me, I will work with the script for 30 minutes because there's so many different things that can be done with it.
Yeah, you really take your time.
Yeah, it's intense. And then I said to him, I go, and now we can go to the next level where now we can attach emotion to each line. So his homework assignment is to write, emotions that fit for what the line is saying.
Okay.
And then you go line for line expressing that emotion for that line.
Ooh.
So he was like, oh, okay. I said, yeah, I go, there really is a lot of depth to what we do as voice actors. It ain't just reading a script, so to really bring the life to it and make it real so that someone who's listening to you doesn't think, oh, they're reading, you really have to go deep with it. You have to go deep. But then, initially what may feel like a ton of work you're doing now becomes second nature.
Yeah.
And so you get a script and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I know what I'm going to do with this. And then you're no longer sitting there having to go through a script for 30 minutes,
And now you can do the 30-second spot in 5 minutes instead of an hour and a half.
Exactly. And that only comes with practice.
Yes.
Lots and
that's
lots of
why
practice.
we work out, and that's why we do our coaching. And that's, for me, auditioning. Every audition, I'll take my time. Think about it. I'll do it a few different ways. See what presents well.
See, here's the difference because you've been doing this solely, sustaining yourself with strictly pretty much voiceover career for how many years now?
Well, strictly voiceover since 2016.
Okay, so you're 3 years in. Okay, so I've been here since 97. doing this.
Yeah.
I could not get my I could
That's
not
where
get
the difference is.
no, I could not get my ass out of the casting director's office on Wednesday fast enough. So I'm like, I just got to catch a train. So yeah, did you like it? No, you don't like it? Okay. And they don't even tell you if they like it or
Yeah.
not. So you go in, you do the read, and you look at them and they go, thanks for coming in. And then you leave. Right.
Oh.
So
See, that's the only advantage to P2P because, if you do it and you don't hear anything back, hey, at least I didn't have to leave my house.
right, exactly. I know.
It's like, so I missed on this one, whatever. No gas, no
right.
miles.
No train ticket.
nothing.
Yeah, no 4 hours.
I'm wearing jeans and a T-shirt.
For me, it's 4 hours door to door if I have to go into the city for an audition.
God.
Yeah. So
That's bad. I thought 3
yeah.
was bad.
no, it's 4 because by the time I have to get to the train station, park the car, take the train in. I mean, my studio here in Plainview is probably 50 to an hour away from New York City. Get up, then either take a subway or walk to the studio. I usually walk. Wait for my call time. Pray that they're on time. I usually show up early. And then walk back to Penn Station, wait for the train, take an hour trip out to get in my car and drive either back to my studio or home. And every time I go, I swear to you, it's clocked at 4 hours round trip.
Oh my God.
So
Okay, those jobs better be plenty worth it.
yeah, you're always like, I want to go in because you never know when that one job may hit that you're going to book that's going to be worth it, because the agents send you on higher quality things. But it's just you have that commitment of, and for someone who is basically riding both sides of the rail here, working from a home studio and also having to travel too. It's tough because I still have to do my regular work here, or if I have a student or I have to cancel someone or whatever. But yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. I kind of wish some of the casting directors, though, thank God, are getting on board with the MP3 submission.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, so some have been very cool about it. If I say I can't make it, they go, oh, no, she can go ahead and send an MP3, which is nice. And I would love for more to do it, but some, they want to see your face. They want to see your face, and they want,
I have a webcam. You can see my face.
There's still that part of New York that is so old school with that, So
I have a feeling Chicago is probably like that too because it's pretty unioned up. That's I wouldn't mind if I got an agent outside my area so they wouldn't expect me to commute.
Right. Yeah, I know. That's why the agents that are in other markets are wonderful.
It's like, no, I can't make it to Atlanta.
When I
How
went
about if I just shoot you an MP3?
When I went to the city for this audition, I had to go to a very large, it's like an audition house, and Ripley Greer Studios. And it's very famous. It's been there a long ass time. I wound up on the wrong floor. I wound up on the 16th floor because I didn't realize they had 2 floors that they took up.
Oh.
And it was like walking into, remember the movie Fame?
Yeah?
Okay. It's where all like the Broadway auditions happen. It's where like the Carnival cruise lines. So you're walking down these halls and people are warming up. They're stretching. They're doing their lines. They're, and you're hearing the singing. You're hearing all of this, and it's great. I'm like, I am like, this is Fame. This is like, but that was a school. But this is everybody is competing and about to audition. It was really cool to see, from my perspective. And then I walk up to the guy and I go, hey, I'm here for an audition for such and such. Oh, you're on the 10th floor. So I go,
you don't belong here.
Right. So I go, voiceover land is very quiet. The studios are quiet. And you just sit there and like, oh, I'm not hearing, great singing or people dancing like they're going to be on a Broadway show.
They want to sound booths. We want to keep it quiet.
I know.
Hush tones, everybody.
It was a cool experience. So, but that's the only, I would say that's one of the remaining positives of having to go back into the city for auditions.
Yeah.
But yes, it is so much easier. Folks, if you've never had to live in a major market to do voiceover, count your lucky stars, because now you can just audition for 50 things a day if you want to.
Yeah, you can.
Mm-hmm. How many auditions do you shoot for? Like a month, a week, a day?
Okay, well,
you have a goal?
Last year, I was super, super ambitious. And no, seriously, that you're going to crap your pants. I was trying to do 18 a day.
Ooh, child, that's a lot.
And I've gotten tired.
I can imagine.
So now I just go for 10 a day. So I try to do 70 a week.
Wow, that's good. That's nice.
And I figure, okay, that means I'm spending a reasonable amount of time on the auditions, but I'm not like killing myself.
Mm-hmm. So you're auditioning on Saturday and Sunday as well?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You were a little work girl.
Well, I am, but when you got the booth right here, it's like, you finish breakfast and then you look over at the studio and you're like, yeah, I should go audition.
So you're not turning it off, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. That's a challenge. That's a challenge.
It does. Every once in a while I get a little burned out. Like, I have to be honest, today I did not audition. My husband worked last night and got home at like 3:30 or 4 in the morning and woke me up, and I'm tired. So today I didn't. I'll have to make up for it and do 15 tomorrow and Sunday.
You better, because if not, you'll be a failure to me in my eyes.
Yes, I'll get coal in my stocking. Wah, ha, 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 ha.
Good for you. Well, that's, you know what? And if it's working out and giving you a good, ROI, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a good year. I have to be honest, a lot of that is repeat business.
Okay.
I have a ton of repeat.
That's okay, but that's how you build your business.
Yeah. I mean, like I got off Linda's coaching, I got a spot or a series of spots for, I'll say it, Anderson Windows.
Yay!
Yeah. And then the next month, they wanted me to do it again. And the next month, they wanted me to do it again. And the next month, I was like, oh, please book me. But they didn't. So I guess that promotion ran its course.
I know.
But I have a lot of e-learning that I do, just like when they get a new account, they'll send me lesson after lesson after lesson.
That's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm very fortunate that I don't have to land that much new work to make my number.
See, and that's the goal. It's like initially you start off because you're building that framework, that foundation, because our business, we lose clients all the time. So you have to have some recurring. It's like you've got you're juggling all these balls in the air. And when one starts to falter over here, that you can, work on, another type of genre or client. But that's how you do it. And that's how you make your living.
Yeah.
That's how I pay my mortgage.
So far it's paying off. I'm, we're paying all the bills and I'm floating the house. So we're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Well, it's the recurrings are great. So you shouldn't feel like that's a bad thing.
Yeah. It's like I can count on X many dollars from this guy and X many dollars from that guy.
Exactly. I still have a client that I had in 1995.
Wow.
Yeah. So, hey, you never know.
Do you have to sound like you sounded in 1995?
They've rolled with the punches with my deepening
Thank God.
voice. Yeah.
Because I have some that I've been doing since 1997, and I'm like, oh, dear God, you don't want me to sound like that, do you?
I know. I listen to some of my old takes. I'm like, oh, I sound so youthful and young and fresh.
Yeah.
Now I'm craggy and not true. Not true.
In my case, I sound very Wisconsin.
Oh, do you?
Oh, in my old stuff. Oh, man. I just sound very Wisconsin.
Oh, nice.
Very, so it's kind of down, it's kind of down.
It's funny. This morning, my boyfriend took the day off. He was watching Fargo And it's like, I love that accent, you know. Oh, okay, don't you know? Okay, yeah.
Prowler needs a jump.
Right. Probably needs a jump. I love
My
it.
sister she was in D.C. at the time when that movie came out. And she walked into the theater and she walked out and couldn't drop the accent.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
No, seriously, that's what she says. She says she just like adopted it instantly and couldn't drop it.
Oh my God. Well,
Which, of course, was to the delight of her, fellow college students she was hanging out with. They're like, no, say this.
it's easy entertainment.
Yes, it is.
Well, thank you for recounting your coaching adventures. It's always great to hear
Thank you.
that side
Like
of it.
Like I will say, I am overall very positive because he's a positive coach. But I think I would need more of it, to get a demo done or
Gotcha.
to really feel like I had launched to the next level.
Great. Well, it's
So
good
word
to
of
know.
the wise, lots of coaching, lots and lots of coaching.
Yes, with a coach you're comfortable with and that you gel with.
Yeah.
It has to be that too. Speaking of coaching, I do have my online workouts. I never promote anything on this podcast, but I've decided that I'm going to. Screw it.
Yes.
September is sold out at this point. But October, people are already booking for the October online workout. And what it is 2 hours. You just, come in on my Zoom account from your studio or wherever. And I send you some fun scripts or some challenging scripts. And we work out. You basically get feedback, and it's very affordable. It's like $25 for 2 hours. And you get to hear other people perform too. And Barb's been involved in it. You know the deal.
Totally a bargain.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And if my calendar is clear, I will definitely be there.
Cool. So yeah, I've extended it to 6 people. I was doing 4 people before. Now it's 6.
Okay.
So the class is next Wednesday night, but that one is sold out for September 17th. October is the next one. You know what?
Okay.
It'd be nice of me to get the date up and be professional
Yeah.
about this.
That would be.
It's
Then
so
I can write
terrible.
it down.
October 16th.
October to 16th.
I have 4 spots left at this point. So if you're interested in signing up, anyone, go to voiceover.guru and click on the link. You'll see it on the main page. And join us for a workout. And we can actually meet, maybe face-to-face, too, which would be fun. But
It would be.
thanks so much, Barb. I appreciate you being my companion today.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to be here, Linda. I hope that I'm helping the people who are first building their careers.
Definitely. Your experiences are priceless to listen to, too. So it's a thank you for sharing and letting everybody
And
know
a laugh riot.
the realities of the business. And that wraps up another episode of the Voiceover Gurus podcast. Everyone have a great rest of your day.